So I said, first and foremost, I said, she's looked like she was ready to do something in the last few days. I said, with the work, what were you hoping to see from her this morning?
Just what I saw. You know, I mean, she doesn't need a whole lot. She's a big, tall, slight kind of filly. She doesn't need a whole lot. She's coming off a race 2 weeks ago and shipping and stuff. So, you know, like 48 and 49 is what I was looking for. And she got the nice 5/8 and kind of up 3/4. And, you know, I think so far we're right on track.
You were just there watching her when they were sponging her off and stuff and looking at her. What's a Hall of Fame trainer when he's looking at her? What's running through your mind when you see her? And what
The biggest thing I was doing was trying to hurry him up and get her walking. You know, I just wanted to see, you know, kind of how she reacted to it. And, you know, she seemed to be fine. And, you know, that's about all.
Was that some unscheduled company she hooked down the lane, and what were you thinking kind of as
That
that
didn't bother
unfolded?
me. I mean, that just pulled her along a little bit, and that was fine.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't, but it was unscheduled,
Yeah. It looked like she finished up good and then galloped out strong, though.
Very
with
good.
the
I
horse.
called her the last 3/8 and 36 and galloped out. I think she went off in like a 12 and 4, something like that. And so, no, I thought everything was good. You know, I think she went the last 8 and 11 and change.
You've been around a lot of top horses and a lot of top fillies, you know. In that context, talk about Kathleen O.
Well, she's been obviously, Jenny, she's been a pleasant surprise. We bought her as a 2-year-old, and it's the guy's first horse. He's an 84-year-old man, just wanted to get into the game for give him another interest, and you know, it's kind of like a miracle. But you know, she continues to amaze, to tell you the truth. She gets better and better, and you know, I thought, you know, from day one, I waited on her just because she was a big, tall kind of filly, and you know, we finally ran her and then really run her back in the stake. You know, off one race is really not my style, but you know, she handled that pretty well on January the 1st, and then she just kind of went through the progression, and you know, it's the Kentucky Oaks is a race that I really hold in high context, and you know, was lucky enough to win it, but it's been a long time ago, and you know, I've always wanted to have the opportunity again, and I think that she's kind of the filly that maybe will give us the, you know, if everything goes right, will give us the opportunity to at least compete and have a big chance. So, you know.
Shug, when she came to your barn initially, was there any one moment that you thought should be something special?
Not really. I haven't, you know, I mean, I've been amazed at her progression. You know, she just does what you want her to do, but she does what she does easy. And, you know, I mean, David's got on her from day one that she's come in there, and, you know, so I get good feedback from him, and that's all been, you know, very positive. And so, you know, I mean, I thought when we ran her the first time she was going to run good, but I didn't know she was going to run that good. And then when she ran back in the cash run, that was sort of a surprise too, the way that she run, the way that she won. And then when she ran the Devon Dale, her work the week before was not really kind of worried me a little bit. It wasn't as up to par. But I was there, and she seemed to come out of it good, and this and that. And then she came back and ran good, and then everything was really good up to the Gulfstream Park Oaks, and you know, so far it's been good here. Brought her to Keeneland just because horses seem to thrive around here in the spring, and I'm gonna leave her here. I'll take her to church. I'll work her here again next weekend, and I'll take her to Churchill, where she has to work over the track over there and kind of gets. But there's really not any. You know, she trained at Payson all winter, and you know, we just bring her down there and run her, and it didn't seem to be a problem. And same thing when she ran at Aqueduct. So I don't think adapting to a track is going to be maybe as big a problem as more of a settling problem for me.
You touched on it with the cash run. You know, I think that was a race where she kind of hesitated at the start. She got shut off, and then she just was unfazed by it and draws off the way she did.
Yeah.
How rare is it in your experience to have a young horse who can face that kind of race adversity and just shake it off like that?
Well, you're right. I mean, when she ran in the Gulfstream Park Oaks first time she's ever really broke good, and she's not fast in that respect. You know, it's kind of so. I think the way she ran the cash run did surprise me a little bit. As easy as she won, after, like you say, she didn't break that good and was kind of back. But I think I was a little more impressed with Gulfstream Park Oaks first time around 2 turns. She has outside. She gets kind of carried out going around the first turn. And, Javier just said he was sort of following Todd's filly and could have gone the lead earlier if he'd wanted, but he kind of wanted to just sit and wait on her. And so when he asked her, she was there. But that worried me a little bit more than the cash run thing at the gate, because I didn't really know where we stood at that race, but I kind of knew where we stood going into the Gulfstream Park Oaks. So when she got carried out like that, I thought, well, it'll be interesting to see how she handles that. But I thought she handled it fine.
How did you hook up with the owner, since this is his first
Known the
horse?
guy, Jenny. He plays golf where I play golf, and played occasionally with him. And knew him just from around the locker room and this and that, but no social surroundings, at all. And he kind of came to me winter before last, and just was asking some questions, but I just thought they were educational questions. And then they got a little bit, but never anything about buying a horse or anything like that. I said, well, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll bring you a couple of invoices. And I brought him a high invoice and a low invoice just so he would have some sort of an idea. And he handed them back the next day and said, this doesn't bother me. And I said, well, where do you want to go with it? And he said, well, I'd like to, maybe get involved. And so we went to the Gulfstream sale and bid on a filly, and she brought more than I thought, than I was prepared to pay for her. So then we went to Ocala, and Niall had this filly, Brennan, that he liked. And, so we got kind of active with her. And then, I'd kind of said we probably ought to try to get 2. And, well, we bought a colt that's okay. He's been off all winter. He's back training in Ocala now. And, I don't know that, obviously he's not going to be what she is, but, I think he's going to be a horse that he can have some fun with. And the guy, he's having a lot of fun. Just kind of the cash run. His family's down there for the holidays and this and that. That was on January 1st, so there's another kind of, how can this happen? You got your whole family there, and I don't even know. I remember I said, did you know he had a horse? He said, not until we saw the picture of her when she broke her maiden. And so it's been a really fun experience for him and his wife, and it's gave him a different interest, besides, just playing golf or something. And, especially, this, to get to where we are, and he's enjoying the kind of the attention he's getting. And so I think it's all good. It's a tremendous story, and it's a story that, the press has run with a little bit, and they should, because this is kind of what the game's about. He's in it for horse, because he's enjoying it. He's not in it to sell her, but he just wants to have a good time, And I've had people call and say, would he want to sell part of her, or could we trade part of a horse that's going to run the Derby for part, that? No, I said, that's not what he's in it for. He's in it to have a good time for him and his wife. And, I think his daughter's coming down, going to drive them down here for the Oaks. And so it'll, have her involved. And, I think they're coming like on Wednesday late or something. And so they'll get to see kind of all the goings on Thursday and Friday. And I think he's staying for the Derby, which could be a mistake. But
what are you telling him about that?
I'm telling him that this doesn't
Oaks?
happen. I said that, I said
Don't
doesn't
get any
happen.
ideas.
I said, and you're not going to really believe when you get to like Oaks Day, what you're going to see. It's, obviously Derby week at Churchill and Louisville is a very, very special time. And, I think that they'll enjoy it. Might be at their age a little intimidated by the crowd, but we'll try between me, and he's got an acquaintance in Lexington that can kind of watch out after him, and Churchill will too. So I think it'll be a really, really good experience for him, and I hope that it's one that he really enjoys, win, lose, or draw, and can maybe tell other people about it.
When you picked the filly out, did you have any thoughts on her sire? He's really lit it up this spring.
No. Knew about the horse. I mean, from when he was running and stuff, but nothing really as a sire or this and that. I liked her mother. She's out of a Blaine mare by Arch. I like that family. Yeah. Flatterer was a horse that Upstart's by that I was familiar with from. In fact, I had him for a while, and then we sent him to Steve Penrod at Churchill, and so I was familiar with the family and all around. I had Congrats and his brother, and so I was familiar with kind of both sides of it and liked both sides of it. But I liked the horse. But the female part of it really kind of intrigued me because I like Arch, and so that didn't, what I mean, and so that piqued my interest a little bit.
This is going to be an unbelievable Oaks, where a champion caliber filly could be fourth.
Yeah. Or
fifth even. Just your thoughts on how the Oaks is shaping up with some of the other fillies out there.
Well, I mean, I think it's good. I think that, we've seen Echo Zulu, we've seen Secret Oath, Nest, so I think that it's going to be, that's what it's all about. It's not ducking and diving here and there. I mean, if you go to the Kentucky Oaks, just like if you go to the Kentucky Derby, it ain't gonna be easy. And but obviously we're gonna be, if everything goes right in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we're gonna be in with a chance, and that's all we're looking for.
You were at Churchill in '84, '85 when the Oaks was the Oaks wasn't what it was today. It was a nice race, but they've really developed that into such a huge day of racing.
Well, it very much so, and they've done a very, very good job of, the whole week and trying to promote it, from Thursday through Saturday, but they've done tremendous work with Oaks and Derby Day as a pair, and it used to be the Louisville Day of racing, and now it's a little bit more than that when you're going to have 100,000 people there instead of 20. But I think it's exciting. The programs that they've put together, and hats off to Churchill and Ben Huffman. I mean, he's put together a tremendous program around there, and I think that Churchill's a very aggressive company that's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.